G'day, good morning. Bitcoin dumped to $8,900 yesterday with the 400 Bitcoin. So what is going on? The Bank of Japan raises interest rates. The world's largest pension fund is looking into buying Bitcoin. We got a celebration. We've just got a new block. Well, that was a couple of minutes. That's pretty crazy. We are planning and testing for cyber hacks and total grid shutdown at the moment, along with CBDC infrastructure. We started to creep into this yesterday. We are having a lot of outages here in Australia. It is getting pretty interesting. But this is what happened yesterday on BitMEX. Just hit $8,900 on a BitMEX. This is Bitcoin with a massive wick down after a user sold more than 400 Bitcoin instantly. Price have now returned to normal. BitMEX is investigating. Just diving into this a little bit more. So a rogue trader crashes Bitcoin to 8,900 on BitMEX. Massive sell-off event. BitMEX, they're investigating unusual activity. Yesterday, several market observers identified a rogue seller who unloaded more than 400 Bitcoin on the BitMEX exchange. This action resulted in the flagship digital asset crashing by 87% to as low as $8,900 on the platform yesterday before correcting to the actual price. Meanwhile, Bitcoin price faced further challenges today. We will dive into the price, of course, dropping to around 63,000. Did you buy the dip? 63,000. I did not get it there. I got about 64.5, I believe. Lucky time and Asian trading hours after crashing by more than 6%. This decline was part of the broader market downturn that raised over 600 mil from Bitcoin crypto futures, or from crypto futures. Sorry for putting Bitcoin and crypto together. Anyway, some analysts see this dip as typical market behavior preceding the upcoming halving event. This is a little bit of food for thought. Pomp observed a pattern mirroring previous halvings, suggested that Bitcoin price tends to peak around 5 weeks before the halving, which is then followed by a consolidation period and potential altcoin activity. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not be a degen out there. If you want to lose all your money, go ahead, have fun with crypto, but please just buy, stack, and chill. It's super easy to get insanely wealthy in a short period of time. More importantly, you're protecting your purchasing power through Bitcoin. Everything else is a gamble, a speculation. We do see the largest pension fund in the world is starting to look into it. So a couple of things happening around the world. This is huge news, actually. And Max Kaiser had something to say pretty interesting. We haven't heard much from Max lately. Bank of Japan plus 20 basis points so they raise hikes first time in 8 years to 0.1%. And this 8-year experiment with negative interest rates, absolutely crazy. Dropped it down, and that's where we are. We do have the CME meeting tomorrow. I have streamed it in the past. It is the most boring, dry videos I've ever made. So we will not be doing that, but we will cover what is going. Max Kaiser has been the linchpin currency in the global free market carry trade for 30 years. This raise in rates in Japan will be seen by future historians as the seminal moment in the slow collapse of the modern central bank era. Maybe, maybe not. What we do see is Michael Saylor, through MicroStrategy, they have completed a $600 million offering of 0.875% convertible senior notes due 2031. TikTok, next block, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not buying, MicroStrategy is buying, I'm buying, and make the most of it. So just jumping straight onto the block clock, let's bring it up here in the background. We are at block height 835,412 local time, 5:36 a.m. The exchange rate 64,857 sats per USD. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a really good deal today. 1,542 for every $1 USD that you spend, for every cuck buck. Otherwise, for $10, you get over 15,420. Bitcoin 420. It's probably the day of the halving there. May as well make the most of it. Not financial advice, but think about it like getting a home in New York 40, 50 years ago. Nice little mansion, $60,000, $70,000, now worth $1, $2, $3, $4, $10 million. This is Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion. Make the most of these opportunities. They don't last all too long. So the next halving, 4,588 blocks away. 10 minutes and 8 seconds for the average block time. Has come down a little bit from the 10 minutes and 30 seconds there as well, which is good to see. Now, world's largest pension fund, absolutely massive. How's this work out? Not really. Cool. Here we go. So, world's largest pension fund explores diversifying into Bitcoin. Japan's government pension investment fund, GPIF, the largest pension fund in the world, is willing to learn more about Bitcoin as a potential diversification tool. Shout out to everyone live that is in the chat. Everyone watching the replay, you're all legends. And take one thing away, buy, stack, and chill with Bitcoin. This is a glorious, grand opportunity. Make the most of it. These are exciting times. We know where Bitcoin's going. It's not going to zero. It's going up and to the right forever. But Japan, the largest pension fund in the world, looking at Bitcoin. They're not saying they're going to buy Bitcoin, but they're looking at it. It's maybe worth getting some just in case it does catch on. My opinion on it, I'll read it and then I'll give you my opinion. I think it's just a matter of education. If they educate themselves right, there's nothing stopping anyone from buying now, unless it's the World Economic Forum or the IMF. And we'll dive into the IMF and their cybersecurity attacks or plans or tests that are going on. Anyway, they're looking into Bitcoin potential diversification tool. GPIF officially announced March 19 the development of new long-term investment policies in response to major changes in the economy and society and rapid technological progress. GPIF is launching a 5-year research plan to explore innovative methods to diversify investments. I don't know if that means that they're going to spend the next 5 years researching before they do anything. If they do that, in my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen, way too late. When Bitcoin moves super quick, really fast, and that's why we always buy, stack, and chill with that one, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll see. It's actually really big. The new announcements is a request for information does not guarantee that the firm will expand into new assets like Bitcoin in the future. Instead, the company will consider whether to conduct future research based on the collected data. Again, as I said, if they read the books, then they no longer need to eat the bugs. They can if they want to. But they're given the choice, the freedom not to do that. I think that's pretty big to see the largest pension fund actually looking at it. The Bitcoin arms race, the flight to safety, the flight to quality, it's actually here. It's pretty exciting times to think about. Now, I want to give a real quick shout out to today's sponsor, the Bitcoin Way. This team is absolutely awesome. Tony watches most of these live streams. Tony, you're a freaking legend, man. I absolutely love you, respect you incredibly. So 25 years cybersecurity experience. These dudes are really, really good at locking down your Bitcoin stack. The Bitcoin Way is a service I've always wanted. That's a quote by Safe Dean Moose. He also recommends the professional Bitcoin IT team, the Bitcoin Way. Help you with air-gap wallets, setting up a node, learning to verify your own transactions, keeping the system decentralized, allowing you to sleep easy at night, making sure your wallets are not leaking your data, making sure exchanges are not blocking access to your Bitcoin. We have seen a couple of things with Bitcoin lately, with banks lately. Definitely get your Bitcoin off the exchange, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you do, whatever you need to do to be able to sleep at night, to be able to be comfortable holding your own Bitcoin, please get it off the exchange. If you need help, actually reach out to the Bitcoin Way. The first 30 minutes is free. I've put a link at the top of the description there, and they're incredible. They've helped me out personally. They've helped out a lot of viewers of this channel, and not everyone needs it, but if you're a little bit unsure of how secure your setup is, reach out to them. Now, carrying on. We've got about 30 seconds of Pomp. Love him or hate him. It's he explains this dip pretty well, I reckon. We'll let him say it, but I definitely don't want anyone to fear. Hey, so OPD is an absolute Chad, and he is in the house. Shout out to Shinehead, Gargoyle, Dracula, Tony, Knoxville, Jake, Sail Dog, Austin in the house. Michael, Jake, Mark, Silk, g'day from the UK, g'day from the GBR, brother. Anyway, let's get into Pomp and what Pomp has to say. If you can smash the like button, greatly appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. You're legends. Let's get it.
Bitcoin price is back below $65,000. What's happening under the surface?
Yeah, for context, this is a pullback for ants.
Hell yeah, this is a pullback for ads. Buy the dip. It's the best. Anyway, sorry, Pomp. I interrupt all too much. Let's get it.
Compared to what Bitcoin historically has been through, right? In previous bull markets, Bitcoin has experienced 30% drawdowns 5 or more times. So on the way up, in 2017, we went from $1,000 to $20,000. There was multiple 30% drawdowns. Right now, we're about 13 to 15% drawdown. So in historical context, this is actually a very small drawdown in a bull market. Now, the other thing that's happening, I think, is if you extend out and you look over the last 10 years, in the last 5 years, Bitcoin's up 1,500%. The S&P is up not even double. If you go back 10 years, Bitcoin is compounded. The compound annual growth rate of Bitcoin is 60%.
60%, dollars are losing on average about 7% a year, maybe a little bit more. Maybe they're losing 50% of their purchasing power per year. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, I understand. But fiat has no bottom and Bitcoin has no top. Yes, it's a meme, but that meme has never been more true in this day and age. But yes, it's a dip for ants. I totally agree with Pomp on that one. I don't agree with Pomp on everything or probably that many things, but yes, this is a dip for ants. Please make the most of it, ladies and gentlemen. So US has not sold its Bitcoin. I was pretty sure they needed to sell all of this last year or early this year, maybe March being the latest date there, and they're still holding over 1%. The US government is one of the largest Bitcoin holders in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Put aside MicroStrategy, Satoshi, BlackRock, I believe the US government would come in pretty quick after that. 215,000 Bitcoin, China 190,000. Isn't that interesting? The two largest economies in the world, the two global superpowers, both have roundabout the same Bitcoin holdings. Do they just want us to forget about it, or are they going to sell it, or are they actually silly enough to sell it? Maybe. You know, we've got a whole lot of politicians running the show, ladies and gentlemen, and they're after that dirty fiat, and they may not understand it, but that's absolutely insane. We do see a lot of places around the world holding it. Even Finland, 90 Bitcoin, that's still a lot of money for a small country. Venezuela, 240, oh, that's going to do them well. Bhutan, 612. Bitcoin, El Salvador, 5,692. Let's go. That's awesome. Power, numbers of the universe. So let's dive in to why Bitcoin's so important right now. Pomp is all good. Give me them cheap sats. What we need, Pomp is all good when it comes to Bitcoin. When it comes to everything else, 100% no. And my opinion is he will degen straight away, mislead people. It is what it is. It's people's money. It's their choice. They can do whatever they want. I don't believe people should or need to. For certain people, for traders, sure, go ahead. Definitely understand it's pay to play. And I was thinking about that. We'll get back to this. So I'd like to dive into what's going on with digital IDs. So this is in Australia here. This is the WA government is offering families a one-off cash payment. All you have to do to claim it is get a digital ID. Yeah, no thanks. I'm sure a lot of sheeple are going to do this. Couple of $cuck to give away your sovereign rights as an individual. It's sad, you know. People are under a lot of pain. They'll think they're getting something for nothing. Oh, look at our government. Absolutely beautiful. They're doing incredible things. They're giving us free money. All I need to do is show them an ID. Oh, 10 years later, biometric scans, everything. You cross the road for jaywalking. Deduct. Social credit score goes down. Is that happening anywhere in the world? Oh, it sounds like a conspiracy, but yes, it is actually happening. So I can see that happening here. We are seeing these tests going on. Whether it's a test or not, we are seeing a lot of IT infrastructure go out. We'll dive into the IMF as well, what's happening with them. So McDonald's, that's pretty interesting. So I want to shout out Aussie for sending this through and having this conversation over voice message over on X last night, and I listened to him this morning. McDonald's has gone out. Telstra has gone out. The IMF is having problems there with their IT. Last year, we saw Optus go out. Straight away, I messaged this is a test. So what I believe is happening, and maybe I'm wrong. Happy to be wrong. I'd rather just be prepared, which I am, with Bitcoin. I have hope. It doesn't worry me. I don't want the system to fail. I hope the system doesn't fail. We've got a lot of friends and family that are going to experience pain, but it's absolutely, literally inevitable that Bitcoin doesn't keep going up. because they are just decimating the fiat currency system. It's not backed by anything. They have to keep printing. Whether the currency fails in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, it's happening. They are bringing in CBDCs. It is good to see places around the world and different states around the world banning CBDCs, but they've got an agenda here to bring them in. Anyway, so let's dive into what supposedly happened at Macca's, Mickey D's, baby. Hit restaurant operations in Australia on Friday evening. So third-party config change. Just listen to this because it's the same wording used in a different article. McDonald's says third-party config change behind global IT outage. McDonald's says Mickey D's has attributed a global technological system outage on Friday evening to a configuration change by a third-party provider. Due to the timing of the issue, it particularly impacted the quick service restaurants operation Asia Pacific and some parts of Europe. There were varying impacts, but many stores were unable to take orders at all, either via in-store kiosk counters or via the mobile. It was probably a gift for most people. I would not be eating McDonald's, but some people on low incomes or the young kids that have, as Ozzy pointed out, that have a bit of money, see Macca's as a very important part of their life. As kids, we used to hang out there, and I've got a crazy story of McDonald's and a baby. I can't say the G word, I don't think, here on YouTube. A whole lot of police came in. Anyway, I was young. That was interesting times. But Macca's, a lot of people go there, or a lot of people have to go to there to be able to get their sustenance, which is sad. But to have them shut down, what are they testing here? So there are varying impacts, but many stores were unable to take orders at all, either via in-store kiosk or counter or via the mobile app. Rice said the issue was quickly identified and corrected, a configuration change to an unspecified part of the system. He indicated there would be some lessons taken from the incident around accountability. Oh, lessons, that sounds like a test. You learn something from undertaking a test. Anyway, Telstra, they blame software changes for major mobile fail. Telstra, they have apologised and blamed a software change for widespread problems that affected its mobile customers' ability to make and take calls. On Tuesday, people reported calls ringing and cutting out for inbound calls. Myself and other people at work on Telstra mobile phones can't call other mobiles, and if it connects, there's no sound, one customer said. Works landline data okay, no calls. Signal also dropped from 5G to 3G when trying to call. Oh, so sad, ladies and gentlemen. The telecommunications giant confirmed. And so this is the largest phone provider here in Australia. They reckon they service 96% of the population, or something, 96% of people live in Australia. Obviously, there's people in the middle of Australia, and the reception isn't so good everywhere. Anyway, the telecommunications giant confirmed it had resolved the issue around 2:30 p.m. AED, and said its testing showed there had been no impact on calls to 000, which is the emergency service here, like 911, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier, it took to social media to reassure customers they were working on a fix. If you're a Telstra customer, you may be noticing some issues with mobile calls. We're working on a fix and hope to get everything back up and running soon. We'll keep you updated. Okay, same wording, same day. Pretty interesting. IMF gets hacked. Cybersecurity incident. How interesting. If you need help with cybersecurity, please reach out to the Bitcoin Way. They're actually there. They are the real deal. If you're serious about transitioning to the Bitcoin life, sign up for their service. There are a lot of pretenders in the space. They are the real deal. Freedom fighters who truly believe in Bitcoin. Actually, a truly freedom fighter. Absolutely amazing. That conversation with Tony, I'll get him back on. He's a fascinating gentleman. Anyway, IMF recently experienced a cyber incident which was detected on Friday detected on Feb 16, 2024. I need to go back to this page, my apologies. Now, the investigation determined that 11 IMF email accounts were compromised and impacted email accounts were resecured. We have no indication of further compromise beyond these email accounts at this point in time. The investigation into the incident is continuing. IMF takes prevention of and defense against cyber incidents very seriously, as they should, and like all organizations, operates under the assumption that cyber incidents will unfortunately occur. This is the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. They should have the best security in the world. The IMF has a robust cybersecurity program, clearly not, in place to respond quickly and effectively to such incidences. Just diving back into Japan as well. Pig burgers are laughable, Keith and the Hound. My brain got hacked and I can't stop thinking about Bitcoin. Gargoyle, isn't it insane? Like, I'm going to this Bitcoin conference and I'm so excited to be there in Sydney on the weekend. And I understand not going to conferences so you can stack so many sats, but I'm surrounded by so many normies that I just want to be around people where on a fundamental level, straight away, we can connect. It's super easy. You have a basis or a framework to know how they operate. And whatever journey they are in within their Bitcoin journey, if they've been here and put in at least 100 hours, you know that base slab is put down. The longer they've been in here, the more bricks that have built that temple with Bitcoin. So I'm so excited. I cannot stop thinking about. It's all I talk about, think about, write about. It's because it's so important, actually, truly. Like, whether everything happens or it doesn't happen, like, it's happening. It's already here in certain parts of the world, ladies and gentlemen. It is coming to a country near you, like extremely near you, where you live. This is where it's coming to. On what time frame, I don't know, but I'd rather prepare now to make the most of it. Gargoyle, 100% agree. Bitcoin Gladiator, cheaper, better food in the produce aisle, 100%. Keith, F the Big Mac, bought more sats and I'm hungry for more. Let's go. That's the way to do it. You just buy the dip. I think we've got the red button today, ladies and gentlemen, and all you do is you just smash it. $64,996. Whether it's green, whether it's red, just make the most of it. I believe the people on Bitcoin are going to be far better off in whatever way you use it, whether as an investment or just a saving technology machine. Your friends and family are obviously going to benefit from you stacking that Bitcoin, but the world will get better as well. Eric V Stacks talks about it really well. As people buy Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin, and they're no longer using that dirty fiat to hold an extra house or 5 houses or whatever, housing will come down, cars will come down. It'll put deflation into the system over time. This is what being on the Bitcoin stand does. So by buying Bitcoin, you literally make the world a better place, and Bitcoin does fix this. Japan is in stagflation for the first time since the 1970s. Shout out to Peter St. Onge. PhD. Oh, it's getting a little bit scary with some of the PhDs. And obviously they've put in the proof of work, but that's actually very articulate here. And I'm taking the mickey. If you know, you know. For the first time since the 1970s, Japan's biggest companies just capitulated to the biggest wage hikes in 40 years, 12% in some cases. This sent the Bank of Japan into a panic and could finally end decades of cheap money. With Japan's economy already in recession, higher rates could set off a global financial crisis, one of the world's most indebted economies. Well, Max Kaiser's saying it, PhD Peter is saying it. All we got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is just buy, stack, and chill, and make the most of the chill, make the most of the buy, make the most of the stack, but just relax. It is what it is. We'll get there. Everything on a Bitcoin standard. Like, I have so much hope, so much joy. We've found this freedom technology. Like, isn't it a blessing to just be able to wake up like Gargoyle? I cannot stop thinking about Bitcoin. It literally fixes like every single problem. Like, challenge me. What problem does Bitcoin not fix? Having a sound money standard. Like, you could say something esoteric like emotions. Of course, having a sound money standard. Maybe the wife gets to stay home full-time, or both partners get to stay home full-time, and they have more time. They're going to still have emotions, but they're going to have more positive emotions. They're not feeling all that stress. They're not being drained the whole time. How many Bitcoin does North Korea have? That's a really good question. Ravando, cancer, that's a good one. I'd challenge back for that. Not all cancer is environmental, so that happens for sure. A lot of it is environmental, though. You know, some of it's genetic. Sound money standard, you're eating better food. Most people are eating better food. The resources, the infrastructure are a whole lot better. Society, like, how many people are dying from seed oils or fluoride in your tap water? Like, how many are you still drinking tap water? I haven't drank tap water for ages. I drink bottled water, or if I put it in this cup here. I'll bring it out. I made a shelf on my desk. Like there's no fluoride, no chlorine. Like it's a simple thing you can do. But anyway, that's my opinion. May you live in interesting times. What an amazing time to be alive. OPD, 100% agree. And I brought this up yesterday. I'll keep bringing it up. Bitcoin Lab, this is a store that I co-founded with a really good friend. Shout out to Christian for helping me out, brother. I've written down what I'd like. I'm pretty bad with graphic design, and Christian's made some really epic stuff. The Humble up there, Stack and Chill, read the books, read the bugs. It's the bitcoinlab.io. Check it out. Shout out to everyone that has jumped on there yesterday. It was absolutely amazing to be able to launch it on day one, get a couple of people there super excited. Read the books, read the bugs. That's the back of it. On the front, you got the Bitcoin Lab back there, Stack and Chill on the front. Build back better. The only way we can build back better is with Bitcoin. The Buy, Stack and Chill one down here is the only one with the G'day Bitcoin logo on there. It's actually the shirt I'm wearing. Anyway, I just wanted something to be able to orange pill people that was a little bit more me. Actually, the towels have been a big success. It's because the Binance towels suck. If you know, you know. Follow us on X at Sean Clark 911. So that's the towels. Satoshi Nakamoto, the hat. I'll be getting that one, and you can see. It's just a good way to send the signal. Anyway, the bitcoinlab.io. Check it out if you want to. Peter, man, I love his name. Peter McCraig Wright is not Satoshi. Every time I hear Craig Wright is not Satoshi, I just get that song in my head that Craig Wright is not Satoshi. Anyway, I want Bitcoin to do three things well. Send, receive, store does that very well at the moment. I agree, Peter. That's all I want to do as well. Personally, I'm only interested in development, which ensures Bitcoin does do three things better, faster, and more securely while maintaining maximum decentralization. All other use cases to me represent a grift on the Bitcoin system from privileged people who don't prioritize these three things highly enough. So many people have worked so hard for the last 15 years to get Bitcoin where it is, battles against so many powerful forces, yet Bitcoin survived. Now we are degrading the Bitcoin system for non-monetary use case. Shout out to Grass-Fed Bitcoin. Epic conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, that is so good. Peter McCormack, like I'm sure you're already following him. Like surely, if you're not, for any reason, why not? Just what Bitcoin did on Twitter. I will be sitting down for a podcast with the co-host Danny Knowles on the weekend as well. Like I'm so excited. Maybe a good reason to hit subscribe if we vibe for that. Michael Dunworth. I was talking to Peter Dunworth yesterday. Hopefully I get to catch up with Luke Broyles. Like that would be so epic. I'll be sitting down with my co-host Rory Saylor, the first time person to talk Bitcoin. I understand not going to conferences to save those sats, but to be able to have those opportunities to be around Bitcoiners, to be around all of you, like how does it get any better and what else possible, ladies and gentlemen? So some epic stuff. Got Mark Yusko coming on next week. Yeah, a little bit of a DJ in there as well, but it's got some big money behind him. I think he's worth 500 million or $1 billion. Anyway, estimate. Who cares? Just want to see his inside and what the institutional investors are doing. I won't talk to everyone, but I want to talk to certain people to get certain takes there. Anyway, if that resonates, hit subscribe and I will jump into the comment section. I'm itching for it, but I've got a few more things to jump through. Let's get it real quick and then we're going to a banner. Standard Charter increases Bitcoin price forecast for the end of 2024 to $150K and $250,000 in 2025. Yesterday we brought it up. Preston Pish, I think Caitlin Long, Lisa Ho, maybe it's Preston Pish and Lisa Hoff. They were saying, why so bearish? I love Bitcoiners because whatever time frame it's going up and to the right, definitely, ladies and gentlemen, it's just math. At the rate the Bitcoin macro index is pumping, I wouldn't be surprised this Willy Woo if we get a top. Willy Woo, if anyone's got in contact for Willy Woo, I'd love to have him on the show. That would be interesting. Don't agree with everything, but very, very, very interesting for sure. Absolutely for sure. If anyone's got any information to get in contact with Willy Woo, let us know. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a top by mid-2024, which would hint at a double pump cycle like 2013, a second top in 2025. 5. Very possible. Let's see. Anyway, last year from the institutional world was hard to justify an allocation in Bitcoin. This year, the ETFs changed the narrative also with their current performance. It will be soon hard to justify not to have at least 1% allocation into Bitcoin. Justin, $30 billion RIA platform, Carson Group Vice President. We're seeing advisors allocate 3 to 5% of client households to spot Bitcoin ETFs. I'll repost that.
Karen, I want to talk a little bit about the timeline
Check
here.
it out.
Of course, you onboarded these.
Please don't be playing any sound. Coinbase, shout out. This was Aussie yesterday. Thank you so much for sharing. That's really important. There is a scam going around. This is what I said. While I am vocal about Coinbase being a degenerate casino, this below is not from them. 2 things to note. Don't use Coinbase. 2, don't move your funds to a random wallet. Get it into self-custody. So they're sending out this message. It's a fake message. It's a scam. I hope this email finds you well. We are reaching out to inform you of an important update regarding your cryptocurrency receiving address in order to ensure the security of your funds and to prevent any potential complications or loss. We will be changing your receiving address. We highly recommend that you merge your current portfolio to accommodate this change. This will help streamline the transition process and ensure that your transactions proceed smoothly without any interruptions. Do not do that, ladies and gentlemen. The only exchange ever that you should be sending your Bitcoin to is your cold wallet or a couple of $100, maybe to a Lightning wallet. And that's it. You put fiat into the exchange, you buy Bitcoin, the Bitcoin goes into your cold wallet, and that's it. And you're protecting that cold wallet, ladies and gentlemen. It's not sponsored, but this is so important. On steel, minimum. It's $22. If you want the Rolls-Royce Sea-Doo, whatever, please get on steel. It's so important if you need help the Bitcoin way. People can help. You don't need to do it all on your own. Go watch BTC sessions, please. Don't fall for this stuff, and don't send anyone Bitcoin. Send us 1 Bitcoin, we'll give you 2 back. It's a scam. Just buy Bitcoin. Don't trade Bitcoin. Don't leverage Bitcoin. Don't loan against Bitcoin. Just buy, stack, and chill, please. We've got a negative flow for the Kentucky Derby ETFs. Thanks to GBDC, $643 million outflow today. Oh, well, had to happen eventually. It's all good, ladies and gentlemen. Stack and chill. Stephen Livera, he'll be coming on the show at some stage as well. What a legend. Oh, and Bram. Are you following Bram? He is an absolute legend. We're talking. We'll get a podcast out probably in about 3 weeks. I need to contact him back with the time. Anyway, dispassionate Bitcoin holding and acquisition is key. Why? Because most of the upward price moves happen in a comparatively short period of time. It's like 10 days a year where all the gains are made, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fade it. Don't try to time it. Just buy, stack, and chill. Dips, buy, stack, and chill. Dips, buy, stack, and chill. Oh, it goes up, buy, stack, and chill. And then it dips, buy, stack, and chill. Super easy. If you're not allocating hodling during those time periods, you miss out. There can be periods of boring sideways action or even slightly grinding down action. Then all of a sudden, a huge move up. Don't miss those huge moves. Please hodl. Makes sense. Now, about bloody time, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., good on you, RFK, to immediately pardon Julian Assange and Edwin Snowden if he is elected, and calls on former President Trump to commit to do the same. With that, I really, it doesn't affect me, ladies and gentlemen, here in Australia, but it sort of does, because whatever their monetary policy affects the rest of the world. But I'd be a 2-issue voter, Bitcoin and free these 2 people, and throw in Ross Ulbricht as well into the mix there. And, you know, of course, why wouldn't you for 2 people that have done so good for the world? Bitcoin market cap, $1.27 trillion. We have fallen below 1.3. All good, TikTok. Let's make sure it's up to date. 64,182. That's absolutely fantastic. This is a gift from Satoshi Nakamoto, ladies and gentlemen. Please honor, respect the dip. You'll be looking back, and I went as hard as I could for the last 4 years, and you get to a point where you can't stop thinking about it, and you can't stop buying Bitcoin, because you see, maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe the fiat system, it just keeps going on. They manage to do what with the debt? What? They're stuffed. They're stuffed. It's game over for fiat. It is game over. They've already lost. They already know they've lost. That's why they're putting in controls. You can only move so much money. They're shutting down bank accounts. here in Australia, the free Australia, and it's a beautiful place. A couple of 100 meters from the beach, go down there, we can drive on the beach, do whatever. The islands are out there. The world is a beautiful place, but the fiat system, they're coming in here and they're controlling your exit ramp. Why? Because they want to bring in government IDs, CBDCs. They just want to have control because their money system is broken. They don't want you to own hard assets. It's only for the rich, only for the elite. Mark my words, Jamie Dimon's buying Bitcoin. Maybe not through under his name. His daughter will be holding it. His wife will be holding it. We already know his daughter is holding it. Why do you even say that? Because they need to tell us what is going on. I really think it's crazy important. Anyway, please make the most of this beautiful gift from Satoshi Nakamoto. Really doing some really amazing stuff for us here, giving us some red days to be able to buy a stack and chill. 24-hour range below 63 at 62,349, a high 68,181. It's like 62, 70,000, like buying. Imagine putting $60 in or $70 in, you get $100 back. Cool. Imagine putting $600 or putting $60 in, getting $1,000 back. It's just time, in my opinion. Just hold on to it forever. Now, Dave Ramsey doesn't agree with any of us here. And shout out to everyone that is watching the chat. We're just keeping it chill today. Dave Ramsey sides with Warren Buffett on Bitcoin, calls Bitcoin currency based on thin air. It's still thin air. Ask people like Warren Buffett who say if he doubled the amount he had put into Bitcoin, he'd still have zero because that's the amount he's put into Bitcoin. I'm going with Warren on this one. Yeah, I bet. That's wise. It's not, ladies and gentlemen. Even if it's 1, 3, 5%, you know, yesterday, finally, my mum is receptive. I started off with the conversation at 3 or 5%, and you mark my words, we'll be going 100% with that because it's so important. 21 hours, 50 minutes, we're going to get a pause, 99% chance. We'll keep you up to date. I will not be streaming that tomorrow. Keith in the house, shout out. Can't stop buying me Sen. Can't stop buying me sats, maybe. Need a shrink. Well, that's what my workmates. so shrink's like a psychologist, yeah. That's what my workmates say. You buy Bitcoin at the price you deserve, 100%. And people think you're crazy. And it's actually the people that are in the cult of the fiat economy that are crazy. And they've been so brainwashed that they're just not aware of it. They still don't get it. Absolutely. G'day, GC. In the house. Although Grayscale did say they were going to look into adjusting their fees, oh, sure they will, but there's a reason they're selling. I'm sure they have to be colluding. How can they not be? Thanks, Grayscale. This little minnow loves your sat donations, isn't it the best? Grayscale announced today that the rates will be coming down. When? Do you know? And to what? With that, I'll bring it up. Knoxville's sneaky little scammers. Be careful. Something for nothing. Where's hit the big button shirt? Hit the big button. I'll write that down after the stream. Done. Hit the big button, hit the buy button, or hit the red buy button. What would you like? We'll make it happen. We'll get it up for you today or tomorrow. May you live in interesting times. What an amazing time to be alive. It truly is, and it's blessed on a Bitcoin standard. It's just time, ladies and gentlemen. Your life truly changes very quickly, very rapidly on a Bitcoin standard because you've got hard money, but you're aligned with truth, and just everything subtly just shifts. You get 1% better each day, and life literally gets better remarkably quick wherever you are in life. Studying, reading the books, Bitcoin's a gift from... For me, God is the great outdoors. Nature itself, the cosmic energy, whatever it is, whatever that consciousness, that divine plan or whatever is, Bitcoin's so aligned with truth. It's the most truthful thing we've ever had on planet Earth, apart from maybe things, organic growth. How many Bitcoins? There we go. Justin Cross, I'm not sure if you're trolling, bringing BSC into the chat. Stay away, ladies and gentlemen. Please forget how to cook. People forget how to cook their own food. Dracula, US stole most of theirs from the Silk Road bust. Just accept the mark. China, US government giving out credit scores with 34 trill in debt. Isn't it amazing? A little bit of a conundrum there. Sonnenheisen is another bankman, in my honest opinion. All who are unworthy become forced sellers. Should be hit the buy button when it's red, hit the buy button when it's green. Just hit the buy button already. Gargoyle, I agree, but how the hell are you going to get all of that onto a shirt? I struggle to get 4 words onto a shirt, but I don't know. We'll see what's possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you, and I'm going to leave you with this. It can get a little bit scary when we have 0.89% down in the last 24 hours. But yes, it has dropped substantially, about 10 grand over the last week. And as the bull market progresses and the dollar amount, the fiat amount of your Bitcoin stack increases, please get used to it now. Whatever it is, for years and years, every day I'd write down what the value was and the percent up or down, just to get used to those numbers, because they do get large fairly quick. And when you're in a day on a small move, if it's coming down a substantial amount, that can shake up your conviction if you haven't already got a mind map, a plan there. Whatever it allows you to do, because I really believe we're going to get $1,000 dips happening in the blink of an eye, but $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 dips. If we got a $50,000 dip, if we say we ran up to 250,000, we came down to 200,000, it's going to be terrifying for a lot of people. It's actually a great opportunity. It's very healthy. Just get used to it. And all I want is for you to hold your Bitcoin forever, basically, and to get as much of it as possible, to be able to do good in the world for good people and to help those people in need. I think, as Alex Shvetsky says, you're the new elite, ladies and gentlemen. So don't get shaken out. Don't let BlackRock take your Bitcoin. Don't let Michael Saylor take your Bitcoin. Try take Michael Saylor's Bitcoin. It ain't going to happen. He understands. It's proof of work. And maybe don't be a degen this cycle if you have been in the past. Just buy the hardest asset and stack and chill. If you made it through the entire bear market, you're good. Red or green, just hit buy button already. Hit the like button to appreciate it, baseline. Benny, lol, might need abbreviating a little bit. You're incredible people. You're here. You're Bitcoiners. Every Bitcoiner I talk to is an absolute legend. It's an absolute blessing. Go do something nice for yourself today, because you're amazing. You're here. You put in the proof of work. You understand what it is. You're on the side of truth. You're a freedom fighter. Every Bitcoin holder that actually holds Bitcoin. The ETF people are probably a little bit different different demographic. They're here just for number go up. Holding actual Bitcoin, you're a freedom fighter. You're pursuing truth, aligning yourself with whatever that truth is, in line with light and licensement. Respect the pump. Absolutely. The man is right. It's a gift. Don't F it up. 100%, Keith. A gift on the equinox. Only by the top, broke again until we get back to 73. TN Permaculture, legend. That's how legends are made. Like Michael Saylor, he will always be behind the top. Ladies and gentlemen, go get some sun in your eyes. Maybe. That's not advice. Talk to a doctor early, not when it's too high in the sky. That's why I race out of here, because it gets very bright very quickly and it'll burn your retinas out. But if you get at the right time, really good, really important for your body. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Legends.